What up? What up? What's City? What's happening? Welcome to another edition of the Wrap Up, aka Kicking It with the Cousins. Tony on the mic, and joining me as always is my mailman, your mailman, the don't stop till you get enough mailman. I'm talking about Oz, the people's mailman. Oz, what's going on, brother?
What is going on, brother? You looking very fly right there with the sunglasses on. Or what's going on, man? Where you at, bro?
Vacation Tony is here.
Vacation Tony's in full effect.
Yeah,
So
man.
what? You going to Puerto Rico, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't wait.
All right. So
Uh,
now, so what? You're in Jersey right now, I think, right?
yeah. I'm in an undisclosed location near the airport.
Yeah, waiting for the
So,
private jet to fuel up.
yep. So as soon as it gets here, it's me and Kenny G. We're flying the private jet to PR. So, but yeah, I can't wait, dude. So this time tomorrow, I'll have a Bahama. What is it? A banana
Banana
mama,
mama, bro.
a banana mama in hand, and it'll be pretty cool. So
Nice.
definitely, I have a couple spots I want to hit up. We're going as tourists, so it's gonna be a
That's
nice
the
time.
best way to do it, man. If you're gonna do Puerto Rico, usually us being Puerto Ricans, we check out the family, and back in the day when we were younger, we would just stay at grandmom's house and not really venture off, maybe a little bit here and there. But as I got older, I realized, you know what? There's so many spots in Puerto Rico. It's small, but there's a lot of spots you got to hit up, and
Yeah.
you become like the tourist. You get your little guide, and you go all over the island. And are you renting a car or what you doing?
Yeah. We'll have a car, so we'll see where it goes. We're kind of don't. It's like a have a plan, but not really type of
Yeah,
thing. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So like we're kind of just winging it. Like we did that last year in Florida, so it was kind of cool. Like
yeah.
I was like, yo, no
Just
rush.
get
We'll
like
get
a
up.
yeah, get a little booklet of like,
Yeah,
places to hit up, and before you know it,
yeah.
you'll be on there's the one Phosphorescent Bay. You ever been there?
No, I'm writing it down now.
So they take you out at nighttime once it gets a little bit dark, and they take you out into this bay, and there's these algae or organisms that live
Oh,
in
okay.
there like a special area, and you touch the water and it glows. So you can write your name in the water, and it's pretty cool.
Oh,
So
that's
it's like
dope.
you're in pitch black, it's scary as shit, but
Yeah.
with the water, you could do all kinds of stuff. You pick it up, so these organisms glow with your touch.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, so let's get to some of these comments before we get cracking here. So now it's officially competition. First comment. So this week it goes to Papa Jim. He said he's getting a jump on Lumen in the comments. And did somebody
Yeah.
mention Lumen?
Oh,
Yeah.
what? Mr. Who? Mr. James Lumen in the house. What's up, baby?
James,
Appreciate you.
yeah, James Lumen in the house. Reckless cars in the house.
Whoa,
Going
wait a minute.
on.
Wait a minute. That's big. That's big news, bro. Reckless is big. Shout out to all our
Yeah.
reckless people.
Yeah. By the way, Reckless car. If you don't know who Reckless cars are, check them out. I mean, now they're like, dude, they were like the what'd you call them? The
Oh,
it couple or whatever, the hobby or whatever. But
geez, the power, yeah, the
the
premier
power,
power couple in the hobby,
yeah.
the
But
Jay
now
Z and Beyonce.
well now it's the Rockefeller fam, man. They got the son, the daughter, everybody
Oh,
involved.
they
Dude,
got the
they're
conglomerate, bro. That
yeah,
it's ridiculous what they're doing, and shout out to Reckless. Yeah, we're gonna meet up. They're gonna buy us drinks. They're making all that money now, so it's all good.
yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Blaine Thornton's in the house saying what's
What up?
going
What up?
on. There he
Hailberry
is.
Etsy.
Absolutely. So yeah, I am not, like I said, I'm not in PR yet, but I will be there soon. Uh, Papa Jim says safe travels. Thank you, Papa Jim. Appreciate that. Lee Haskins, what's up, guys? Just off the Chantilly show, was very
Ooh,
busy. I heard it was, and I was like, damn, I should have went, but I was like, I'm just trying to with this trip coming up
yeah.
and just the national. I was like,
How
maybe.
often do they have that? Is that like a quarterly or is
I
that?
believe so. I believe so. I think, or at least 3 times a year. Maybe Lee can uh, clarify that a little bit, but it looked like it was a busy show from what I saw. So there's Liel video calling cousin Oz out.
Liao video. That sounds familiar. I don't know if that's who I think it is, but my son-in-law has the last name Liao. Who
Ah,
knows? Don't
perhaps.
know.
And
Let me
by the
know
way,
in the
before
comments.
there you go. Before we get too far into it, how was the baby shower, sir?
Oh, the baby shower's off the hook, bro. Wifey, she went all out. Like I said before, I would have been happy just having it at the crib and having like a little chair for my what for my our daughter,
Yeah,
and decorating it up a little bit, and then who shows up, whatever, get the gifts, and that's it. Have
yeah.
some food. They decided to go all out, so it was like a mini wedding at this place, and but it was
Jeez.
beautiful. They actually had like one of those people that does like professional ballooning, where they have like a whole thing and they put the balloons, and yeah, it was just crazy, bro. The food was crazy good. It was good, man. They got a ton of gifts, so it was really really good.
Hmm. No, gone are the days that it's not a production for everything. So
Yeah, bro. That but I said that's it. No
no
mas.
mas,
No
no
mas.
no mas.
Daddy duties as being, the father of the bride is over.
Yeah. At what point does the daddy duties kick in for the daddy? So
Mm.
it's all you there, brother. So Lee says the Chantilly show is 3 times a year: spring, summer, and fall. So next one is in October.
All right.
So there you go. And on campus, sports card says, yeah, Chantilly was great. It's good to hear, man. It's always good to hear when good feedback when shows are happening. Because actually, you know what? Today, Rob had the Captain 37 on, and he made a good point about a lot of times we're seeing charts, and the charts are all going down,
Mhm.
and a lot of the focus is on that. And he's like, yeah, they're down, but the shows are good. They're popping. Like the
Yeah.
people are still there. Now the numbers, the values and stuff, okay, yeah, obviously it goes up and down, but um last I checked, the shows are still pretty busy.
It's a healthy market, and people got to understand it just wasn't going to go up forever,
Mhm.
and the heights that it reached was pretty ridiculous, at the point it was where
Yeah.
it's one of those, the bubble, it burst. It's just like anything else that's out there. But now that it's corrected, I'm watching values steadily creep up, to, I'm not saying they're what they were, pandemic style, but they're not, because I remember last year when I was looking at, because I collect Allen Iverson, a lot of the prices that dropped dramatically. So slabs that I was purchasing for $500 the year before at the height, I could get for like $75. So now
Yeah.
those same ones are like, 250, 300. So it's not where it was, but they're steadily creeping up, and it really has, it's dependent on what the card is, because there's certain cards that didn't drop at all.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and
There's
there's
cars that,
cards that have gone up.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it just depends. Now that's where like rarity is really kicking in, and where everybody's selling those PSA 10 Herbert's base cards before, they're not rare. So now those rare cards are the ones that are kind of still
right.
floating up to the top. Lee says he said Lee Haskins. I saw and talked to one of you Wolfpack guys at Chantilly. Bought a PSA 10.
Oh, that had to be
Uh,
Mr. Big Ken, no?
yeah, it had to be Big
Sports
Ken.
card lessons.
Yep, yeah, Big Ken was there. So yeah, and I think he said it was a pretty good show. Ripping and flipping his hair. Howdy y'all, what's going
Howdy,
on, my
y'all.
man?
That's
Good to
definitely a
hear
show
from
we're gonna have to hit up
you. Yeah,
sooner than later. So I mean, we got to add that to the list. There's a lot of shows with Culture
yeah,
Collision. We've been requested to hit up, and then obviously
yeah.
this one. And we sometimes, somehow, some way, we got to make it to the West Coast. There's a couple things I want to check out there, but I do want to definitely hit up a San Diego Comic Con before it's all
Whew.
said and done. So what I'm planning, I met up with my boy Rob, who just came, one of my best friends. We grew up together, so he came, and his mother had her 75th birthday party. So he lives out in California, so he came over. So we were all there, all the cousins except for Tony. But yeah, he was like, bro, within the next year or two, y'all got to plan a man trip out to the West Coast. So what I'm thinking is we all get together and we figure it out and kind of put it to where it coincides with the Comic Con,
Okay.
and maybe like
Added.
make a little trip to Las Vegas.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see. James, that's pretty funny. James says Big Ken has been killing it ever since Tony called him shorter than he is.
Yo,
So,
he took that to heart. He like Michael
yeah,
Jordan. He took that personal, bro. He was like,
yeah,
yeah, okay, I'll show you short.
yeah. Sports card therapist is saying a man trip sounds fishy. It's only fishy if you think it's fishy.
Yeah.
That's all. So Monday we talked about we sat down and had a nice conversation with Matthew, 1956 Tops guy, and we talked a little bit about card values and how there was a guy who put out a thing on Jeremy Lee's podcast where he was talking about how the 80-20 rule.
Mhm. The
But
Pareto principle.
yeah, Pareto principle. We'll get into that. But he was talking about how eventually the higher end cards suck up all the value. So, his example was the PSA 10 Mickey Mantle 52 sucking up all the value. And I couldn't disagree more. I mean, he was okay, right to some extent, but his overall message, I wasn't really feeling it. And then you guys broke it down pretty well. I mean, like I said maybe I misunderstood,
Mhm.
but I to say that there's vintage cars, low end vintage cars, high pop that are just going to be totally worthless. That's a bit of a broad brush.
Yeah, I mean, his whole thing, 99.9% of cars in the future will not be worth anything. Only that top basically point zero or 0.1%, I should say. So that's kind of a lofty statement, a big statement. So if you're not ready to hear that, that can be a gut punch.
Hmm.
You're thinking about, damn, you're talking about everything's going to be worthless except for those big cars like the 52 Mano, which most of us can't afford.
Yeah,
So it basically becomes a playground for all these rich people. And then all of us, we're just dealing in crap, you
yeah,
know? And it kind of, I could see what he's saying, but the way he came across saying it, it didn't sit well with you. Obviously, that really hit a nerve, and because if you look at it, the way things are right now, there's cards obviously that don't have value. The base cards, everything that went up has come down, and the people that are
hmm,
left here that are now a little bit more educated, they aren't so quick to purchase a base card, get it graded, and then try to flip it. They're more so looking for cards that they know are closer to that 1%, top 1% of that particular player. And that goes back to, that's not something that's foreign, that we've heard that before from Amil,
yeah,
always talking about that with Rob on the bounce. That was his big thing. Look, get cards that are actual, collectibles that, that are the top 1% of each player, whoever you're investing in. And you'll be fine down the line, and if you're an investor, which this guy is, what's his name, Brent Wire, Weyer, at Deep Value Investor One. It's obviously in his name. Of course, as you progress in this hobby, you realize, okay, cards that you thought were going to be worth something when you first started, you realize that was probably a bad buy, and that's probably not gonna. That's going to be worth. That's probably a dollar box card, or that's worth the $50. It'll be $50 now, and it'll be $50 in 15
yeah,
years. But then you start realizing, you start doing your homework, your due diligence, as we say, and you start coming up with a game plan. And little by little, like we talked about how you're doing your Clemente run. So you're buying the cars that you can afford now. You want to get that Clemente run done. And then as you go on and you start probably accumulating more money, or trading some stuff or selling it, and you get more money, then you could take, okay, I got this one card is a PSA 4. You go by a show and you see one that's a PSA 6, and you can get a deal, either trade into it and
hmm,
use that one as collateral as well. So little by little, you're building that up over time, just to have the best cards that possible, to try to have your collection as best suited for this principle. So it's not like a crazy concept. It's just the way, saying it, 99.9% of
yeah,
everything's just going to go to crap. That it's just, because there's, we always talk about how one man's trash is another man's treasure.
yeah,
So there's stuff that you have that I can't stand, and there's stuff that I have that you
hmm,
can't stand. But we look at it like, man, that's $1 million right there. But not
right, right,
figuratively, but like, in your mind, and how it makes you feel. So, there's collectors that are cool with all the base cards, and then there's collectors that just want to collect, they have the money to play in that playground, and can just throw thousands of dollars around like it's no, there's no tomorrow. So you can't just say everything's going to be worthless, because there's always something that's going to be worth something to somebody.
yeah, agree. And Blaine, kind of makes the point that I was talking about. He says, not everyone can play on that field, so there's a ton of value in the locker room and in the parking lot. He goes, I collect Rashard Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, not everybody can play. Not everybody can get into that club.
Right.
And well, hey, man, if bazillionaires want to throw money around up there, that's all good. But there's other stuff for us to get into, and then there, to me, there is value there. So,
Yeah.
ripping and flipping cars said, I just got done listening to Graham Hancock on Flagrant. Now to the 1% here. I love it. Challenging conventional thinking, always fun.
Nice.
So yeah, again, it was I don't know. It did strike a nerve, and I said maybe it sounded a little elitist, a little cocky, and maybe he didn't mean it that way at all. Like I said, he's an investor,
Yeah.
so he's looking at it from that point of view, and I'm looking at it from collector standpoint. And yeah,
Yeah.
again, wasn't a big fan of the take, but hey, it's all good.
Yeah. And
So,
you're kind of like when you get into this hobby, you come in with that I'm going to try to build my collection to be the best that it can be so that if I do decide to sell it or a flip, I'm going to make the most money and most profit possible. So you come in with that investor mindset, especially everybody that's came in with the influx. They saw these prices going up and up and up. So all you see is dollar signs, and you're not so much worried about what the card is. You're just worried about, can I flip it and how much can I flip it for?
mhm.
And the longer you go into it and with the market dropping, then you're like, okay, well, obviously I'm not going to become a millionaire overnight. Let me reevaluate the situation here. And what do I want to do? Do I want to continue trying to be an investor and playing in that ballpark, or just being a dealer, going to shows like Big Ken, or being like Carmine and being that go-between guy and doing some stuff for the PC, but mostly flipping cards. And that's fine. We talk about that ecosystem, which consists of everybody. You got your dealers, you got your flippers, you got your collectors, you got the people that the mom and pop shops, you got the big boys, like Fanatics
Mhm.
coming on, and we got breakers, so on and so forth. So everybody contributes to the ecosystem. So to sit here and try to point somebody out, people talk crap about breaking, people talk crap about flippers, and it's like, but if these guys never did what they did, we wouldn't see half the cards, these bangers that are
Yeah,
appearing on social media all the time when they're going all crazy with their shirts off. Oh my God, look at this card! Those cards we would never see, bro, because we wouldn't be able to afford those boxes. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Only the rich people, and if they're ripping, they're not putting it on social media. They're keeping it for themselves.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the whole ecosystem is needed for for everything to happen. And what's cool with breaking is you could still be a regular Joe Schmo like us, but then you can it's a gambling aspect, but you do have an opportunity if you wanted to
Right.
try to go ahead and get one of those bangers.
Yeah, I know it's weird how we all kind of need each other. It's just that one big circle.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so it's once you get into pointing fingers, I was like, yeah, but you probably need that guy to be around. So just
Yeah. So I
yeah,
kind of like shy away from pointing out anybody, especially with even when we go into like, oh, the whole pumping and dumping and this, that, and a third, and the influencer, and it's like,
mm,
yo, it's all part and parcel. It goes together. So
yeah. Good question here by Lee. He asked, Do you think if breakers get hit hard by fanatics that wax collecting will get hurt? He would. I would assume a breaker would want to buy my older wax when I sell it later in time.
mhm.
Good question. Because I know that there was a and I don't know the letter by heart or anything. There was a letter sent out or something like that by fanatics to LCSs, things like that. Where breaking, I guess they kind of want to control it all.
Yeah.
Whether that's good or bad, we'll see. People have differing opinions on that. But I guess if you can't get the wax from, the corporate side,
Mhm.
yeah, there's nowhere else to go but to the collectors that have it.
Yeah. That I mean, yeah, because if you don't have that grandfather then that you can have the ability to go ahead and get these boxes, where else you're either gonna go out of business, or if you want to stay in business, you got to find the product somewhere somehow.
Yeah,
How long that would last without having the help of the big corporations. We talk about 80-20, the Pareto rule, you know what I mean? That
yeah,
right then and there, that the fanatics and the breakers that they do choose 20, that 20% will be gobbling up the entire product. You know what I mean? If that's the case with the monopoly that they're creating, will there be other breakers that are able to succeed? Yeah, but it's going to get a lot tougher if that's the case.
yeah. That's when it's time to get the tinfoil hats out because I can see it now. It's that's good. I can see it now with you got four breakers. They're only getting all the good cards, and Oz is bootleg breaking over here. All he gets is a bunch of crap. So I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
wait to hear that.
So Wild Card X, he said he wants to know. He said, "Is Tony's hat smooth criminal approved?" Now it's Boricua approved. It's not smooth
Yeah,
criminal approved. There's two different. He got the Boricua hat ready to go to Puerto Rico. So I give him the Puerto Rican approval, but that's not smooth criminal.
Nah, this is smooth Poppy.
Yeah, there you go.
This is suave Poppy Chulo.
Papi Chulo approved.
Yeah, this is like a versatile hat. I can go to Puerto Rico. I can wear this to church, change your oil, shopping, and fishing.
Go
Oh,
to the
it's
bodega.
yeah, it's a it's a universal hat. Ripping flipping cars says I love buying collections at any size. I always find something I keep and never thought of, and I always find something I keep and never thought of, and always find a few good quick flips.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess there's always value in there. When you buy a bulk
Yeah,
when you buy bulk calls, you're going to find if you have the patience to piece them out. I mean, our buddy Corky does that.
yeah,
Where he'll buy lots of low end stuff, and he has the patience to dig through it and list it, which a lot of people like myself don't. You know, I'd go crazy listing all
yeah.
that stuff.
Now, I know
But
you were talking about there was a gentleman that you were looking to partner up with that cleans homes and would find collections here and there. Have you had any luck with him at all, or
it's always junk wax. He
junk
calls
wax?
me, and so far he's 5 for 5 on junk wax.
Mhm.
I'm like, dude, I can't take this stuff. I'm like, what am I gonna do with it? Even it's too much. Ripping and flipping cars says, cousin Tony, we can do a fedora fun challenge. I am ready. I'm a big fan of fedoras, man. I used to have a couple, and when we moved, I kind of got rid of them. But I definitely want to get my hat game back up again. I like I said, I enjoy these cards. But getting back to when his thing with buying bulk and stuff like that. Like I said, he hasn't hit anything worth for me to be interested in.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you though another thing that Rob had a great episode that
Mhm.
aired. Well, I listened to it today. I forget when it came out, but uh, Kevin also talked about his PC purge, and
Okay.
I wanted to ask you about that because I have my little case, and
Mhm.
I think it holds like 100 cards. I'm not 100% sure, and it's kind of getting damn near full. So now I'm like, oh, do I can go get a bigger boat, which then is gonna, and then this thing keeps ballooning, or am I gonna have to show some maybe discipline or something like that and purge, look, see what's in there? Because I love everything in there. Remember, I said I buy this stuff now with a purpose. I'm like,
Yeah.
now what do I do? So I'm like, I don't know. I need to eat a bigger boat or clean the house out. I don't know.
Uh, that's
What would you
that's
do once that? Because you're pretty close with that.
Oh, I'm Pat, bro. I'm my boat has capsized, and I
Yeah.
got a pretty big one, pretty big Zion case that my wife purchased for me. So I kind of went a little ham these last couple of weeks. I'm thinking about preparing for the national by saving, and here I'm just going crazy ham, just buying anything and everything that
Yeah.
floats my boat basically. And huh, and it's tough for me. And this is something that I'm probably gonna have to try to figure out as I go along because I really want to try to I want to be that AI guy. I want
Hmm.
when they say cousin Oz, well, two things. I want them to know me as the AI and the MJ. So I'll be the initial guy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
MJ AI. Um, and so I'm really trying to corner the market on that. And obviously, I got a long way to go with AI. MJ, I kind of got to jump on some things. There's
Yeah.
not many collectors out there, but with the AI stuff, in order to play in that top 1%,
Hmm.
yo, even somebody like AI, top 75 player, MVP, Hall of Famer, he has all the credentials. Never won a champ. If he would have won a championship, that would have put him up
Yeah.
into the next stratosphere. But he never did. But he's a legend. He's an icon. He changed the game, and he also changed the way that people perceive what they did, how they dressed, the cornrows, the tattoos. I mean, before that, nobody was rocking tattoos like
Yeah.
now. It's like
Yeah.
you
Now
have to
it's
do it, rite of
yeah.
passage. So he was very influential when it came into the NBA and just sports in general. Period.
Hmm.
But still, his you can get his low to mid end stuff at a decent price. But you go start talking about that top 1%, bro. We talk about the PMG and what was that, PSA 7 or 8 for like 45,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Something
Yeah,
like
I
I
mean,
forget
that's
what
the
the
asking
grade was.
price. Obviously, I
Yeah.
could probably try to either look to trade into it or, if I had all cash, I could probably get it for way less. But
Yeah.
bro, that's for if
Yeah.
I would ever go to my wife and say, "Hey, I bought this card for $45,000," I
Yeah.
couldn't even imagine the look that she would give me. To us, it's like that's what we aspire to. Even being like these little fish in the pond, but like, oh man, one day could you imagine, getting one
Yeah.
of those cards? Uh, so it in order to do that, you gotta liquidate some of your collection, so you
Yeah.
really got to go through and see, okay, what do I want to keep in my collection, and what am I gonna, go ahead and purge to try to go ahead and move up, level up, as Rob always said.
Yeah, it's the stuff that you can't get back. That's the killer. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, because you're gonna get to that point. I mean, you have some pretty hot like bangers, but you'd probably have to get rid of them to get that next thing. And
yeah,
now it becomes, can I get those cards back
yeah,
if I move these? And
yeah,
Kevin talked about that, and I was like, damn, that was a good point, because like, yeah, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, but can you get it back if
yeah.
if you want, depending how it goes.
Don't tend to depend on, and there's certain cards you can answer that by saying, yeah, that's a plentiful card. It's just the
Yeah,
higher the grade, the
right.
more I'm going to spend. And then there's other ones that are, rare and scarce. Those things that there might be a, a pop of two, pop of three, and you may not be able to get that card back. You only see it pop up on eBay or other platforms, and maybe at a show, once a year. So then it's like, all right, I gotta go ahead and and do
Yeah.
that. I say,
Real quick, so well, we'll get Papa Jim is the leader in the clubhouse with that comment. But before we get to that, Lee says, I buy a new 4-row Zion case when mine fills up. He's almost up to his third Zion case.
nice.
Uh,
That's my kind of
Blaine,
guy.
yeah, Blaine says to me, he goes, get a second case, don't be a quitter. Uh, and let me see, Ripping and Flipping says, can't wait to say 5 years from now to see where my collection is.
Yeah.
And Papa Jim says, when you do ask your wife for that 47K, you need to do it live. That
I
might
might
be
do it
the.
live, but I might be dead at the end of it.
I was about to say, somebody might catch a case.
Yeah.
So
Sheesh.
you imagine that.
Bro, I don't, man, I don't know. I don't know if I'd ever, if I did do something like that, it would definitely not be something that I'd be broadcasting or the wifey would know. It would just have to be one of those where, you know, based upon what I have now, just slowly liquidating
Yeah,
and putting that money to the side and trading up and moving here and then trying to, similar to the way Rob did it. You know what I mean? It ain't like Rob just came and said, okay, here's
right.
$100,000. It was just like,
Gotta.
okay, I got some cards here that'll worth some value. I have some cash that I just, I sold a couple, the John
Mhm.
Moran and the Jason Tatum, and flipped at the right time. Now just think about that, bro. Those two players that Rob took that chance on at that time last year was like they were both, can't miss,
Yeah,
especially like the John Morant. Just imagine had he not, if he decided, like he said, maybe, I might hang on to these. If he would have hung on to the both of them, because even Jason Tatum has dropped and
yeah,
John Morant definitely fell off the goddamn building, this close to,
yeah.
taking an ass kicking. So
You would have been.
good for you, Mister Sports Card Therapist. You you definitely bro, you got a lucky rabbit's foot in your ass
Yeah,
because
no, just good timing, and it worked out in his favor, and it was cool. And um, yeah, it was nice to see. And now he's got the card he's sitting on now for, it's gonna sit in his collection for a while, and he'll ride that thing out.
yeah, and that's obviously we've talked about it. We've talked about it. LeBron James is, listen, they don't compare him to Michael Jordan for no reason. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
LeBron James,
yeah.
to
If
us,
if
we
that's your comp, then you're all right.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. To us, us old heads will never say, no, he's not better than MJ. But younger generation, those are the kids that are growing up. Those, you know what I mean, that looking at LJ as the king.
Mhm.
So when we kick the bucket, and Rob's older and he has that card, that's obviously going to appreciate and value and get to, way past what we could even think about. It's just right now with him still playing, people are like fatigue, you got LeBron James fatigue,
Mhm.
it doesn't help when he's flopping all the time. But other than that, he has, the scoring, the most points, probably going to end up with the most assists, you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
statistics are ridiculous when it's all said and done, where he's going to be amongst the all-time greats, if not, the greatest. So yeah, that's just a card you got to keep in your collection and just wait, be patient. There's other
Yeah.
cards like the John Moran and the Jason Tatum you can find and you get it and you get lucky and you can flip it for 3 times the amount, in which he did so successfully. So that's kudos to him for that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm interested to see. I like to watch it going forward. How smart the hobby gets with those kind of guys,
Mhm.
and the overnight like bump. Because those cards were 3xing, 4xing, 5xing.
Yeah.
It's still, I think it'll still happen,
I don't
but
know, bro. Like I keep saying that, but then we told like Big Ken is over here selling out his entire QB stock. You know what I mean?
no, well, that's what I'm saying. Like when these how do I was trying to say, like when they blow up or they look like they had that really good run,
Mhm.
um, are we gonna see the jumps from 2x to 4 to 5? I mean, that's a big jump.
As long as there's flippers, my thing is like, okay, we got these people selling, for 2x, 3x, 4x. Who's the guy on the other end that's like, yeah, give it to me, give it to me. I want all the, you know what I mean? Give me all the Ritter that you can give me from Atlanta, and like, I,
Well, I mean, it's
but at those peak prices, you feel me? Like, who's that buyer?
yeah.
Daddy, mommy heard that. Listen, you guys need to get off and go to bed and stop watching this live. This is not for you or mommy or Mr. Liao. This is
uh,
daddy time.
that is we have an intruder in the chat that totally threw off your thought process. Lee says, based on like LeBron talk about the young folks and never saw MJ, what do you think about Mike Trout versus the great vintage players like Ruth, Mano, Mays, Clemente that young folks never saw? I
Mm,
think that when you hear the names Ruth, Mantle, Mays, Clemente, they're like these mythical figures
yeah.
that even though you didn't see them play,
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Ray, guys like that, and they're like, there's movies about these guys. The stories are like these magical stories. So even though I think these young bucks didn't get to see them play, those type of guys, I think they always have some type of they have that mystique.
They have that mystique, and
They'll
there's
be
always going to be collectors, no matter how young. I mean, there's guys right now that are in their teens right now and early 20s that are collecting vintage, like it's putting us to shame as to their knowledge of what it is. There's always going to be historians that respect the history of the
yeah,
game or even the card market. So they're always going to go back. So no matter what, like how old is the Mona Lisa? How old is what I
right,
mean? All these things are from the Renaissance, these paintings or sculptures, it's things from Rome. We go to museums and those things are priceless and they just become even
yeah,
more price. Like you can't even put a price on the stuff and they're so old. So we can't just say, oh, people will never, they'll stop liking Ruth and this and that. No, there's always going to be people that look at stuff and they admire the fact that it's so old and and now that we're actually preserving these cards in PSA slabs and they're going to be able to last, it's just going to become more and more rare and the prices are they're going to become priceless at one point. So
yeah.
um and Trout again for the younger kids, it's just going to be like us for MJ. As we grow up, we look at MJ as the king, and then these kids that watch baseball and Trout being the man, that's going to be them for him. So it's you know
Is it? You know what though with Trout? I mean, I don't. I'm not
unless he wins
100%
one.
sure. Right? Yeah. Well, if he wins one, then that's a whole different thing. But I don't even know that he's the. And this might be blasphemous, but Shohei's there. He seems to be like what the kids. You see a lot of kids
If
asking. Everything.
Shohei can continue doing what he's doing, which most people said he couldn't do, and he's continuing it. If he can
Yeah.
continue, bro, that I mean, like, dude, he's the man.
Like, yeah. I
Nobody's
see.
doing what this kid has been like ever, other than
Yeah.
Babe Ruth. Like
Yeah. On
it,
that level.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty disgusting. Yo, bro, I got like a my wife and my son-in-law, they're texting and they're
Oh,
going
tell
back
them
and forth about what we're talking about. I'm
that
not
is
liking it.
beautiful. That is beautiful. Now we
She
got that.
she
That's
said, "Laugh my ass off. He told us all to go to bed. How rude."
look at that.
She
That
said,
is
$37,000, my ass. No
well.
kidding.
There you
Look,
go, Papa Jim. You wanted it live. You
this
got it
was
live.
the
Look,
meme.
there you go. Beautiful. Ripping and flipping says everyone that buys boxes wants the RCS for the flip. You're not hyped about it, a rookie card until it's in a pack. 2 years ago, tell me one college athlete you bought cards of then and are now.
Yeah,
Not many.
yeah,
I mean, that seems like a in the moment type of thing.
yeah.
But
Well, you think about it, you go back to LaMelo Ball,
yeah,
uh, like that dude, how high and crazy that was. Just they were all LaMelo Ball. It didn't matter if it was a base card, if it was out of 105, out of 75, 90.
doesn't
It
matter.
was just like everybody just that you could say that name, LaMelo Ball, Justin Herbert, certain players, Zion Williamson, and it just goes back to like that's mm,
That's
you-
perfect because that ties into remember quick plug. We were on that Hobby Palooza thing, and that was cool. Thank you to the guys on Bench Clear Media for
Mhm.
having us on there. That was kind of cool. So if you guys don't know what that is, check out Bench Clear Media on YouTube, and there's a bunch of shows. And we talked about hobby hype versus hobby reality, and how many times do we as a hobby actually look into that player's situation other than, oh, he's the next quarterback and that means he's going to be great and he's going to be like a lot of money.
He's
Well, how good
starting.
is his, yeah, he's starting. How good is his offensive line? Does he have any receivers? How good is the defense? Because if the, if the defense isn't that good, then that means he's on the field more often than not and he's getting cracked or whatever it is. So things like that, dude. I get like, I bet you more often than not, they don't even, people don't even look into it that deep. It's just, this is the next guy and here we go, without looking at
Yeah.
what is surrounding. I use a quarterback as an example. Actually, if anything, Ritter, with he's got two on paper, two good running backs, a stud at tight end, a killer um, at wide receiver. So
Mhm.
on paper, he does have weapons. So that's
Yeah.
one thing I would say. At least I'll give him the benefit of the
Listen,
doubt for
I
that.
might have to eat crow like I had to eat crow
Yeah,
for Jokic, you know? So I just I I
yeah.
I I can't put any stock into these guys without seeing them actually play. I don't run my hobby based on potential.
We
It
did
it
it with Hurts. I'm
Yeah,
saying like we didn't buy
we
in because of that.
yeah, exactly. Like,
So I'm saying I had
we're
to wait.
yeah,
Yeah,
if we were one of these guys, bro, if we like, being from Philly, we coulda
yeah,
easily, made a killing on Hurts, and we kicked ourselves in the ass for it, but it's like, we didn't know going into last year, it was borderline whether he was gonna, maybe he had, like, 3 games to pretty much prove himself, or he probably would have been relegated to the bench.
yeah.
And then they go on this damn run where they almost go undefeated, and, they lose in the Super Bowl, so, and he was the MVP candidate, so you can never call it. But I cannot put my money into prospects. It's tough. And they talk about it, season collectors, where they want to have, a third here, a third here, and a third
Yeah.
here. Prostein spoke about it, your goats. And then, of course, your prospecting, and then, your mid tier. So you don't have all your assets in one place, but it's so hard. It's so hard.
Yep.
Because
For
if,
sure.
just look, for example, my Joel Embiid, like, he won MVP. Like, I should be like, his card should be, like, through the
Yeah.
roof, and it's like he loses in the second round again, and it's like, he's a bum.
Wah, wah.
Jokic is the best
Yeah.
ever. He's a bum.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why he'll never be. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus. So that, and being from Philly is just, it's just heartbreaking. So
Yeah. Speaking of, Blaine is asking if James Harden is going to stay in Philly. All signs indicate no.
yeah,
He exercised his option, and the Sixers are going to looking to move on. So I can say I'm not really heartbroken about that. I mean, the team is not a contender with him there. So it is what it is. And all right, Commish is asking for some hockey talk. Here we go, hockey talk. All right, moving on. Um, Connor Bedard. No, not what's his first name? Bedard.
yeah,
Yeah,
something,
him.
Bedard.
Bedard. He went number one, Commish, and the Flyers got some dude at number 7. And yeah, for follow up, check out the
Yeah,
hockey
it's
card gong show.
Connor Bedard.
Oh, Connor Bedard. Okay, see that? I do know that. See, look at that.
Hmm,
So,
hmm.
Blaine says fantasy football forces him to watch a lot of the games. He watches too much. I definitely watch a lot of football. So Desmond Ritter market be booming. Yeah, I mean, listen, I say on paper he does have good weapons,
Yeah,
and yeah,
but you
we'll
got to,
see how it
you
goes.
can have the best weapons, you can have everything you need, but you still got to go out there and execute.
Yeah,
And that's what separates, somebody like Tom. Look, Tom Brady never had the best weapons. If you ever
yeah,
looked at Tom Brady's, other than the one year where they almost went undefeated with Moss, other than that, he just had, like,
yeah,
freaking little, slot receivers that would, go crazy, and then
yeah,
maybe a decent number two that he made into a number one. But he was just that good to be able to run the offense at it, its peak. And then you have the genius Bill Belichick right there, and they were able to make it work, and that's what makes him the go to my mind. Like, he didn't need all that. And
yeah,
they never went out there other than that one year, and were, blowing out people. It was like, and just kept winning. And then you get into the playoffs and just keep winning. In the Super Bowl, they won like damn near everyone by like 3 points, just enough.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
but we'll see. We'll see if Mister Ritter can do
We'll
his
see.
thing.
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
I know in
So
the NFC, there's a certain individual.
not up in here,
He's
but
called Mister The Truth Hurts. Yeah, baby, we coming back. We running it back. NFC, baby.
hopefully. All right, man. Let's get to your favorite segment. This new segment. Who won the
Nobody
Super
cares
Bowl?
about that, Rob. Nobody cares.
Rob hanging his hat on that. Hey, listen.
Eli, man.
Yeah, take whatever
Now
victory
listen,
he can
bro.
get.
That year, you guys had a little taste. That was the, you know what? That came about because of that last game of the season where the New York Giants and
Oh, they
even the
got a little.
Patriots, they were trying to go undefeated. Um, and they decided to go ahead and play with them. And the Giants realized, you know what, we could play with these guys. So by the time they went on that little run, they got hot at the right moment. I think they were 8-8, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
just snuck
just
in or
snuck
whatever. Then
into,
they got
they
hot.
were
Yeah.
800, I mean 500, snuck in, but they got hot at the right time, right at the end of the season. And Eli, yeah, magical. Eli went on this magical run, where he did it for 2 years, where he just stepped in caca and became Peyton, Peyton plus for two
Yeah.
years, and he built a career off of that. And kudos, whoop, see that you got me going all crazy.
Yeah.
Kudos to Eli Manning for those 2 wonderful years, those magical years.
There
Yeah,
you
David
go.
Tyree.
Yeah. All right. So let's, like I said, it's one of your favorite segments here. They call it "What's in the Box." I know you
Oh,
got
what's in the
a
box?
box over there. What's cracking?
Oh, I got a box.
Okay.
Got a box today.
Let me put you on solo here.
So let's see what's in the box. Any guesses?
I'm gonna hope. I guess it's a card.
It's a card.
Okay. I'm gonna guess it's. You've been on a bit of an Iverson run, so I'm gonna guess it's Iverson.
So you think it's Allen Iverson?
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Well, it's either Allen Iverson or MJ, right?
Right. Let me guess. It's
Wrong,
neither.
sir. You would be wrong. This, sir, is my Millie Bobby Brown, recently encapsulated by PSA
Ooh.
auto. So I sent this off on the DL. Got my Millie Bobby Brown authentic auto. Bang,
Oh,
got
that's
that
fantastic.
encapsulated. That's my Ken Carl 101 PSA
Nice.
slab. So now I got my Allen Iverson. Let's see if I can find that puppy.
Why you look for that? I'm so happy you were able to do that all on your own. Look at you,
Yeah, bro. So
Mister.
that's my little Ken Carl collection so
Nice.
far. And next up, you know who it is, right?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna get an MJ, that's gonna be
Yep.
really.
So I already commissioned a Michael Jackson card. That's next up.
Yeah.
That'll be
Now that,
sometime in November.
nice. Now that
Only
one.
problem with that. Now, I'm kind of building a Ken Carl autograph.
Yeah.
MJ's dead.
Right.
So wheels are spinning.
Got to get that cut.
I got to get the autograph cut.
Yeah.
Only problem is, I don't know if my wife's still listening, but these autograph cuts are going from anywhere from like 2,500 to,
Yeah.
25,000, depending on what it is. So in order to get his thing is so huge too. When he signs, it's big as hell. I
Okay.
have yet to see like one little that would fit on a card. It would have to, he does it on those big, either those, index cards or,
Yeah.
on magazines or pictures. So I don't know. That's going to be a tough one. So it might just have to be a card, but my dream scenario would to get a cut and have Ken Carl put it in there, and that would be my thing.
Okay. Nice. Sports card therapist is saying, "Wait, Michael Jackson is dead." I believe so.
Mikhail
So
Jackson,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, that's. I'm interested to see how that.
Michael Jackson will never die,
Yeah.
sir. He's immortal.
There you go. All right, brother. So coming down the home stretch, I guess we can get into a little card of the week action.
Oh, wait a minute. I have a Melanie Leal, who's my daughter, just
Huh.
said my son-in-law said he'll chip in for the signature.
When did when did
Today.
Familia Eyes decide to have a family
Today, for
reunion
some reason,
during
they
our live.
they wanna be all up in the business.
Okay.
But hey, listen, now it's out in the universe. So now, Mr. Alex, you have to help me get an MJ auto.
That's right. You have to if you gotta sell some of those baby shower presents, then so be it.
Yeah, we definitely
You
yeah.
probably got like doubled up on a lot of
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah,
Whoop,
there you
whoop.
go. uh, so Blaine says Mike's in Smokey Robinson's basement. So,
With
uh,
Diana Ross.
yeah. All right, so let's get to some card of the week stuff, man. I actually just got this in. This is a Oz style card, Gem Mint 10 Pop 5. And this is the 2002 Question of Sport Mike Tyson 25th anniversary. And
Ooh, wee.
nothing crazy expensive, but it popped up and
Sneaky,
got it
sneaky.
pretty cool.
Huh?
And this is Mike getting a shape up of
Oh,
some sorts. And
nice.
just thought it was cool. And I'll put it with the other Tyson stuff.
Yeah.
I just picked it up mainly because it was like I said, it was a Gem Mint 10.
Mhm,
So I think it was like 40, I don't know, it was under $50.
mhm.
And so you know what? Gem Mint 10, put it with the rest of the mic stuff. And
I like
I,
it.
I still want to get the other Question of Sport, the one that is often mistaken as his rookie card. It's
Yeah.
not, it's punching the guy and his mouthpiece is flying out.
I
I
like
think that card is that picture is freaking fantastic because it's
yeah.
like Mike's got that look on his face, and like I said, the guy he damn near rips his head off, and the guy's mouthpiece is flying in. So before you reveal your card, commissions in for $5 to the Oz GoFundMe account. So now you're up to two contributors. So
I
there you
like it.
go. Look at that.
You know what?
So,
If you wanna be nice, Tony, go ahead and get that going. I don't have to know about it, but if you
right.
guys wanna contribute to my MJ signature collection, that would be pretty
Yeah,
fabulous, guys. I would
that's
love
nice.
that.
Oh, by the way, before you go, um, yeah, Lee says he loves that Tyson card with the mouthpiece flying out. Definitely for sure. I want that in a Gem Mint 10, and I just don't want to pay what it typically goes for. So Rob is now in for a 5 spot. So now you're up
Love
to
it.
$10 and plus whatever the son-in-law is. So we're on our way. Yeah. We're on our way with the
Listen, I'll
GoFundMe
be taking
account.
donations at the, trade night.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's so I got our stickers in. They're
Ooh,
in.
nice.
Yeah, they're
Can we
pretty
sell
cool.
those?
Yeah, we might have to sell them so you can
$5?
so you can raise funds
Some
for your
way, somehow, I'm gonna get this MJ auto.
yeah, yeah.
No, so
So
we got the stickers to give out.
yeah, I gotta send Debbie one because she said don't forget to save one for those of us who can't. I said, "Nah, I got you. No
So
worries."
Debbie's not gonna be able to make it, right?
Yeah, but we'll definitely hook her up with a sticker. So we have the podcast logo and then we have our regular logo. So like I said, don't forget to if you see us or out there, just shake us down. We'll have some on us. So, but without further ado, Mr. Oz, what
Yes,
do you
sir.
got?
Yes, sir. So I kind of, that was kind of like my card of the week. What's in the box? But I couldn't wait for that. So I
Okay.
wanted to show. I have two cards that just came in. The one I did actually post. I couldn't wait. So that was the Allen Iverson, the Skybox Premium Reebok Chase with the auto on it.
Yo, that's a banger. I like that.
Yeah. So this card just, I mean, it's embossed
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
a dope card just to begin with. And there's like three versions of this. There's the gold and the
Hmm.
silver and the bronze. This is the cheapest one, the bronze, but you know, got the AI Gem Mint 10 auto. So
Nice.
this card is just sick.
Very nice. Before you show your other card,
Yeah.
as always, Mookie is
Mookie
a killer
Chilson.
in the comments. Mookie Chilson says Oz needs to get that man in the mirror to pay.
Yeah, buddy. You know it.
There you go.
Know it. Mookie Chilson in the house.
Yeah. Mookie
You
always
know
got some.
alive ain't alive without Mookie.
Yeah, man. Mookie comes up with the good references. I have to get a Von Hayes rookie card because of Mookie.
There you go.
So
Yeah, you know what I gotta do before I forget? Remind me. Um, put my feet to the fire on this. I wanna be a Barry Bonds super collector
ooh.
someday. So once I'm done with these
Yeah.
AI MJ Stranger Things, put me down for Barry Bonds.
I like that. It's provocative.
It's provocative. It gets the people going, and I believe in him, sir.
Okay. Yeah, at some point, I think at some point,
Dude, he's the best.
yeah,
Stop
like
with
I
the
think
nonsense.
I don't know how long I don't know how long you can keep him out, but because I mean,
Jeez,
a
so
long that's a
stupid.
long time. But I they'll do if anything, it'll be like Pete Rose.
Yeah. But
It'll be
see,
like
Pete, like, okay, yeah. See, but yeah, it's
it's
tough,
gonna be
man.
like Pete Rose, bro. They will not give Pete Rose the satisfaction of getting inducted into the Hall of Fame while he's alive. You know damn well the next day, when the day that he dies, the next day, the movement will start, and then within whatever time it is, then he'll
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
you know,
they just don't want it's just yeah, it's a pride and it's an ego thing. You know, it's those sports writers that have for forever and a day, you know, they cheated the game, whether it was through steroids or, you know, betting and gambling. It's like they're
yeah,
gonna hold those stigmas. And then there's dudes that are in the hall that have done like
yeah,
stuff a million times worse than what they did, but you know, they'll get praised for it. Whatever.
yeah,
I believe in Barry. To me, he's the GOAT. I
yeah,
just think he gets a bad rap. He, you know, again, he was one of those guys that rubbed the press, rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But if you look at the stats, stats don't lie.
yeah.
And
So
that was pre
Mookie,
steroids and after as well.
right. So Mookie says a PSA 10 Von Hayes. He tells me to get a Steve Jeltz. And the odds this might be because you weren't really a big baseball guy like that. But yeah, so I got to get the Steve Jeltz. I'll get the Dickie Thon. I'll get the Greg Gross. These are names that Oz is like, what the hell is Tony talking about? Those are all my old school. So we used to have Prism, you know,
Yeah.
and I grew up on those crappy ass Phillies teams. But like these
I think
names
we
that
all
these
did,
guys are
man.
dropping, I absolutely know all of these cats. I mean,
So
like,
who's the GOAT, Rob? Who's the GOAT? Don't give me some dude from 1935.
well, yeah, I mean that's the only thing where where since he outright cheated for him to be called the goat, that like that argument will always be there. And yes,
I get it.
everyone else is cheating. And yes, everyone else is cheating, but then they're gonna say Babe Ruth never cheated, and what they say,
Well,
Babe
you
Ruth
don't
did it
know
on hot
that.
dogs
Those
and
guys were
beer.
doing all
Right, we
kind
don't
like
know that.
there was all kinds of different drugs. Like
We don't
baseball
know.
is one of those sports. It was like the unwritten rule, you know what I mean? Like everybody in the clubhouse was doing something, whereas whether it's amphetamines or there was always something uppers, downers, lefters, righters. They were doing some type of shit in that clubhouse to keep because it's such a long game and you
Yeah.
know it's easy to get zoned out. You know, people were taking freaking Ritalin at one point.
Dude, remember when the NBA was chock full of methamphetamines
Yeah,
and all that
yeah.
craziness? So yeah, I mean it's Kamish says get a car with the old vet AstroTurf. I used to actually have a when they tore down the vet, I bought it was like a commemorative plaque of a piece of the vet AstroTurf. I
Yeah.
don't know where the hell that is.
Hold on,
You
hold
know,
on, hold on.
it's lost.
My man James Lubin with the quote of the day, bro. The juice didn't help Barry or Sosa see the ball any better. Amen, brother.
That
Amen.
is true. That is true. But they were able to, again, then you can say,
But
they were
but
able to
but, but I'm just
recover.
saying, if you
And
look,
yeah.
dude, look, they did a comparison of pre-steroid Barry and after
He didn't
steroid
need
Barry.
it. That's the thing to me.
That's what I'm
If he
saying. He
would
didn't need it, but it was almost. I mean, he had a couple more home runs, you know, but
yeah.
everything else was exactly the same.
Wow. Hmm. He was really good, and he just got, I think he got caught up, and obviously everybody else was doing it, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
just like
it's a
my son. If
shame.
it was only him, okay. But that was the what do they call it? Steroid era. It
Yeah.
was an entire era of baseball. Everybody felt that's when baseball came back. Chicks were digging the long ball. Like, dude,
Mhm.
that's how we grew up, and that's what we, that race was incredible, bro. With
Oh
those
yeah,
three
must
guys.
see
Like,
TV.
yeah,
Lee Haskins says Mickey Mantle played at a disadvantage being hung over.
yeah,
Ouch.
yeah. We don't want to get into Mickey. You know what I mean? Like Mickey,
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
Hey, listen,
DL.
Mickey Blue Eyes. It's all good.
Yeah.
Um, that's good stuff. So, all right, brother. Coming down the home stretch, I am ready to officially kick into vacation mode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I gotta go downstairs to the thing because the air conditioning in this room is not working. So I already feel like I'm in Puerto Rico. So
Yeah.
Mookie says it helped Bonds stay going for 162. He essentially sprinted through the marathon. Bonds could slug all 162, while guys like Griffey, no juice fell off. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so they're always the thing with the steroids is always that you're supposed to, that
I don't
you
know.
can
I don't know if
recover.
Griffey didn't do no juice, yo. I just think he didn't get caught. He had better cream than Barry.
Who knows?
They were all doing it. Something. No, it was the natural swing from
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Griffey. It's all
This I don't know.
natural.
Yeah, Griffey was that dude though.
No, he was that dude. He was.
Yeah,
I get it, man. I get it. But like I said, Barry was doing that before as well. So, and
but I want to see that. I want to see
think
that.
about all the times they walked that brother just so they didn't
Yeah,
have to face him.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that, you know what I mean? The
Dude,
fact
he
that
got
he didn't,
walked with the bases loaded.
yeah, the fact that he didn't have an opportunity most games to do
Yeah,
anything and he still put up the stats that he did,
yeah,
that's another.
yeah.
So
Hey, listen, I want to see that though collection because you can probably get some bangers.
now that I talked about it, now since I'm such a big influencer, now it's gonna go through the roof. You know how we do. It's like I say this, next thing you know, MJ's through the roof. Freaking,
You're right.
I
You're right.
can't collect Iverson no more. Now my bonds is out the window.
You're a market manipulator there.
Yeah,
So,
I'm worse than Jeff. Worse than Jeff. Worse than freaking
yeah,
GC.
there you go. Oh yeah, it's my birthday today. Thanks,
Oh,
Commission.
that's right. Jesus,
Yeah,
Christmas. We're here
thank you,
messing
buddy.
around. Happy
Yeah,
birthday
thank you. Appreciate
to
that. It's
Mr.
almost over.
Tony. Mr.
Yeah.
Tony Tone. Did you do anything special, sir, besides go to an undisclosed location in New Jersey?
No, I didn't. You know what? I worked longer today than I usually do, which was totally stupid.
Huh.
Yeah, there was a lady in our credit department that her and I had a rather loud discussion on the.
Oh wow.
So
You've been
it
on
was
the road lately.
it was a rough. Yeah, I know. Between
Are you
that and
taking your
people.
medication? Because
No,
like
I'm not. I'm gonna need to. Between her and people trying to hijack our
trade
flyer at
night.
trade night. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh
So,
boy. Did you want to talk about that, or you just leave that?
nah, they just see us at trade night, man. My man that was trying to hijack the flyer, just come see us and give me a
Yeah,
hug.
yeah, yeah.
And we could,
Listen, the trade
he had
night
the
is open to
decency.
everybody. You can come. You can, we're talking about. There was a gentleman that actually, what he was saying and what he was trying to do, we didn't agree with, but at least he had the balls to be like, "Hey, listen, see, you guys are having a trade night. Would you mind if I took your flyer and added on my little spiel? Because I want to do like 90s b-ball trade night, and if I could use your flyer as well, just to promote it." So we were like, we kind of got our own thing. But the thing is, it's open to everybody. So you can, if you want to trade 90s b-ball, just tell your people, yo, we're gonna be, meet us up at the trade night where for the Wolfpack hangout, and then dude, I'm looking for 90s b-ball, so I'm hoping that dude's there,
Yeah,
and we can go ahead and do that. But it's gonna be a little bit of everything. We could do 90s b-ball, we could do wrestling, we could do baseball, we could do whatever you want to do. It's gonna be there. So it's gonna be the place to be. Friday night. What is it? 6 to 9.
yes, sir. Six
And
to
that's
nine
the
p.m. Friday
Crown
night.
Plaza.
Yep.
Crown Plaza directly across. Make sure you come. Try to come as early as possible because it's gonna be crazy. And but the good thing is it's gonna spill over into the lobby area, and that's where the bar is gonna be. So gonna have the bar that you can purchase some alcoholic beverages if you're of age. And if not, stay away. Don't be trying to get the Wolfpack any kind of lawsuits.
Yeah.
Um
I need to work out a deal with the hotel so we can go front of the line all the time. So I'll be
yeah. I don't say they should come with, be bringing us, supplying us at all times.
you would think like we need the bottles of Cavassier
There you go. Pass the kvass.
just so we can say that. So, but yeah, that's all I got, brother. I am ready to go, ready to kick back, relax, and go see the land of Clemente.
Yeah. You know what, that bro, that it's gonna be, that's gonna be surreal. Just going there because I know you wanted to check out
I'm
the.
trying to get to the yeah. So I contacted a friend of ours, Mr. Danny Torres,
Mhm.
and I asked him if he had the actual coordinates to get to, and he didn't. But he generously, offered to actually have someone take me there. And I said, I don't know what my schedule is going to look like,
Mhm.
so I don't want to commit to that just yet. And because
Yeah.
he's like, oh, dude, I'll make a phone call. I got you. And
So is that by the airport? Is that like by
yeah,
San
yeah,
Juan?
yeah. So I'm sure if I ask around, I can figure. I looked it online. I didn't find it. If someone can Google it and or whatever and finds
So you're
it.
basically talking about the area in Puerto Rico because as soon as the plane took off, it kind of,
Yeah, yeah,
obviously
and there's a place along the shoreline that they have a like a
a
memorial
memorial.
there, and I would love to get a chance to swing by there. So we'll see. Fingers crossed,
Yep.
hopefully. But if not, we'll make it happen.
Either way, you're gonna have fun. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So,
Enjoy.
yeah. Yeah, I know, commish. I want to go. I just need to find, like, I'll make the time to go. It's just I have to find out where the heck it is. So
Shirley
y'all gonna have some Shirley. Yeah, there'll probably be Shirley Temples at the trade night, Blaine. In honor of our guy.
Joel Embiid.
Yeah, yeah. So that's all I got. Like I said, I am ready. My birthday is almost over. I gotta go down now and go bitch to the lady at the desk that this room is hot as hell. I'm looking at the thermostat and it says error on it right now. So yeah, here we are.
There you go, bro.
So
Well, you know, happy birthday, Tony.
thank you, sir.
Enjoy the last couple. You got some time to have some fun with the wifey, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, "Oh, hurry up and get done. You got other shit you got to
Little
pack up over
little
here."
birthday sex.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
You
I
might
didn't
get
expect
lucky.
that. I didn't expect that this episode to take that kind of turn,
Hey,
but
well, it
here we are.
happens.
Yeah,
That's what we do. That's what makes the cousins so unpredictable. It can go any which way, brother.
right.
And
We go from trade night talk to people hijacking a thing to relations. So
birthday sex, yes, sir.
yeah,
It's all good. All good in the hood, baby. So
all while Oz's family is on the live having a
yeah,
reunion.
like my 11-year-old is still watching this.
Yeah,
Get your ass to bed. Stop watching. Don't listen. This is all for entertainment. We would never spend $47,000 on a card.
nah.
So, with that being said, we want to thank everybody for joining in. All our peoples doing their thing. James Luman, the commish, Blaine Thornton, Papa Jim, sports car therapist. You know who you are. We appreciate all of you guys. Melanie Lee Al saying a happy birthday to Tony, so they're still listening.
Thank
These
you.
these people just don't get it. But you are gonna end this like we always do, and that is keep focused, keep positive, and keep collecting. Hey, yo, Tone, bring the beat back.